down. What? What is happening right now? Oh yeah. Rip this man 14 new assholes. Eviscerate him live and publicly in front of his wife.
We will inspect your home.
Warning. Episodes may contain discussion of potentially triggering subjects. Please see the description for more information.
All right, we ready to dive into some holes? Y'all ready for some hole action? Am I the hole for having my yard certified as a national wildlife habitat to spite a busybody neighbor? Our yard is wild. I mean that in the real definition of living or growing in the natural environment. We have no lawn. We aggressively remove and prevent invasive and noxious species of plants and ensure that what grows is native to our area and drought resistant. The wildflowers that grow are things like lupine, blue flax, spiderwort, black-eyed Susan, and sunflowers, among others. We have natural elements like driftwood logs to retain water, and we even have an elk skull in the yard to act as shelter for critters. This is the coolest yard I've ever heard of in my life, and it makes me want to try and do this. It makes me want to find like local and native flowers and stuff and just sow my entire yard with beds and beds and beds of beautiful native flowers. There are a plethora of birds, bees, bunnies, and other wildlife. More wildlife than any yard in the area as far as I can tell. It's beautiful and alive, but definitely not a manicured lawn with a perfectly cut grass and landscaping. Last summer, we got a notice from the county that our yard was in violation of some county ordinance. My husband called the number on the notice and got a very over-it employee who let out a big sigh and said said that he had gotten like 30 complaints from one person for the entire strip of road that we live on. Keep in mind, you can't batch report an area. You have to file reports house by house. So someone had the time and energy to pull up Google Maps and file a report for about 30 houses for overgrown weeds. I checked the county ordinance and made sure everything we had in our yard was in compliance. Things like purposefully cultivated, which our wildflowers definitely were. We planted specific species of seeds, and we remove whatever's not native. None of the wild plants block any sidewalks, nor do they hang over into any other properties. Now, knowing that it was someone with way too much time on their hands, I did some reading and learned that my yard has everything needed and then some to qualify as a national wildlife habitat. So I filled out the form, paid the fee, got my certificate. My husband called the county employee back who said, "Send me that certificate." He looked it over, thanked my husband for the new information he can use in the future, and closed our case. That's incredible. That's beautiful. That's iconic. That's everything I ever could have wanted. It is equal parts impressive, inspiring, and petty. I now have some signs in my yard that announce the property is a wildlife habitat and the birds and the bees get to keep living happily in the wild. Edit! Thank you for the overwhelming support for my little act of rebellion. I'm so happy to see how many people are excited about wild yards. Long live the bees. That said, I'm getting some real weird hate in my inbox. I don't know why this seems to have activated some negative feelings in some people. What do you mean? Of all the stories we've read, this one feels like the most tame. Let me clear a couple things up. The county doesn't have HOA-style restrictions. They're pretty fast and loose with the ordinances. The certificate and sign simply shows that the wildness is intentional and not just a neglected yard. It offers no legal protection, and I never claimed it did. The county employee liked that he had something to show in the event someone keeps complaining. So far, we haven't had any more issues, and it's been over a year. I don't really worry about resale value because I want to live in my house in a manner that brings me joy. Yes, I can easily reverse anything we've done if I need to sell for some reason. The house is paid off though, so not likely to do that anytime soon. I don't feel comfortable sharing photos of my yard, and someone demanded proof I own a house? What? Reddit, chill the fuck out, dude. Reddit, calm down. There's so much more important shit for you to focus your time and energy on. Like, call your senators. Blow up your senator's inbox and voicemails. This person has a wildlife habitat. What do you mean? Anyway, this story came to us from r/malicious compliance. Oh, interesting. Am I the hole for uninviting my stepson from our anniversary trip to Disney World? My 42 female husband, 45 male, had a surprise gift to celebrate our first wedding anniversary, a trip to Disney World for the whole family this summer. Our kids are close in age but have very different personalities. My son, 16 male, is an extrovert, has a very active social life and does a lot of activities. My stepson, 17 male, is an introvert that prefers to stay home and does not have much going on in his life outside of school. They still have a good relationship, even playing video games together sometimes. My son was not on board with the Disney World idea at all. He had no interest in doing this kind of trip with his family and was especially upset because it would make him miss his current girlfriend's birthday. He was really angry about the situation, yelling at me multiple times, demanding to stay at home instead of going to the trip and accusing us of ruining his life. On the other hand, my stepson was really excited about the trip. Am I the hole for uninviting my stepson from our anniversary trip? On the other hand, my stepson was really excited about the trip. What? What is happening right now? My husband is used to having a kid with no friends when doing plans like this, so he didn't expect my son's reaction. I felt that going with just my stepson would be anticlimactic and wouldn't fulfill the original idea of it being a trip for the whole family. I also didn't want to leave my son fully alone with the house to himself. We decided to leave them both so my stepson can keep an eye on my son's behavior while me and my husband have a romantic trip just for the two of us. Yeah, they're 16 and 17 years old, Chronic. Oh, sorry, you can't go now because your brother doesn't want to go. So we're going to punish you. And now, instead of going to Disney World with us, you're also going to have to babysit your brother. Okay. My stepson is sad because he wanted to go on the trip, but my son is happy about the new plan. My stepson was more intense about his disappointment at first, crying and whining a lot, but he has mostly calmed down by now. I asked my son to try and include his stepbrother a little in his social life while we are out so he wouldn't be so lonely, and he said he would try to. My husband feels bad for his son being sad, but I am convinced this is the best solution for everyone. Am I the hole? Is it the best solution for everyone, or is this the best solution for you? Top comment, already saying what we're saying. Wow, you basically punished your stepson because your son didn't want to do something. Huge asshole. Yeah, you are. No comments, no updates, no additional posts, no nothing. Yeah, because you're an asshole, and you know you're an asshole, which is why you posted this. Trying to be swayed into or convinced of that your guilt is unfounded. But no, it is. You're an asshole. If my spouse uninvited my kid to anything for something dumb like this, then they'd also be uninviting themselves from our relationship. That's what I'm saying. Right, there are so many ways to deal with this, and this is the worst one. One Drunk Wizard, what is our keyword or phrase to find our next post? am I the whole for revealing to my dad's wife the real reason why me and him were never close? My dad practically gave me up to his sister from the moment I, 27 male, was born. My mom died when she was giving birth to me, and my aunt told me he never recovered from that because he blamed me for her dying. It hurt a lot as a kid that at family events he would ignore my existence. When I was a little older, he got more vocal about me killing her, and he can't stand to look at my face. He didn't ask to be born, motherfucker. If you really want to use that logic, who fucking got her pregnant, idiot? You can imagine the amount of therapy that put me in. I used to go to church crying because I was scared about going to hell for doing that to my mom. Fuck, dude, this is so sad. God, I hope this has a good ending. That's how much his words fucked me up. But the shitty part was that I never stopped trying to be accepted by him. After my high school graduation, he told me to never bother him again since he legally has no obligation to me anymore. Since he was sending my aunt money to take care of me. Around that time is when I finally started accepting that reality. From there, we moved on with our lives. My aunt doesn't talk to me about him. Sometimes my grandparents do, and that's how I found out he got married. They were mad he didn't invite me to their wedding, but to me it didn't matter because we weren't close. But it was his wife who wanted to meet me. It's the first time ever that he wants to make contact, and it was pretty much to say she wants me on their life. She doesn't know the real reason about why we're estranged. He asked me to please not say anything, and maybe this way we could reconcile after all. But he was only doing it for her. That much was clear when we talked. I never said I would be. He insisted on us meeting at their place because she really wanted to meet me. All she thinks is we were estranged for not getting along in my teenager years, going to college and losing touch because of life stuff. Oh my fucking God. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Rip this man 14 new assholes. Eviscerate him live and publicly in front of his wife. Oh, you fucked up, dude. You fucked up so bad. You burned that bridge every year for 27 years, and then you brought your wife to that bridge and said, look at how cool and great my bridge is that I built. It pissed me off that he played it off as us just not talking for petty reasons. Meanwhile, the actual reason damaged me for years. I told her the truth, everything he said to me, that he was never a parent to me, that it was all my aunt. It was definitely a shock for her. The outcome was a disaster. Everyone has heard about this now. My grandma in particular told me she understands my anger, but this was his chance finding someone since losing my mom, and now it's been put in jeopardy. I don't give a fuck. My dad is devastated. They think it was going too far to ruin his marriage that way when he was willing to include me in their lives, which could have been the start of our relationship. She just doesn't agree at all with what he did, and it could have been avoided if I didn't say anything. For me, it was hard not to tell the truth after the lies made it seem like it was nothing serious. I couldn't ignore what happened after what it did. I don't know if it was the right call since it put their whole marriage at risk after all. Father not worthy of marriage. Oh my God. There's an update post. Words can't express how much it meant to me getting so much love for my last post. Everyone who supported not just my actions, but also acknowledged the hurt. To all the sweet internet moms who commented and DM'd me, y'all know how to make someone feel loved even by total strangers. Since so many people wanted an update, here it is. It's a little heavy. For a couple days, I needed some time to process it and do some crying. They're splitting up. Heard it first from my grandma, then told from his wife, or I guess ex. She was legit crying on the phone when she called to tell me sorry for putting me in that position. Her and my dad had a longer conversation where he told her everything else he did, so she made that decision she can't stay with someone like him. And she wanted me to know how disgusted she is, also to tell me thanks, which is something I really needed to hear. My dad, who is who he is, but regardless, two people splitting their marriage because of what you said is a hard thing to not feel guilty about. This lady is heartbroken, going through a divorce a few months after getting married, and she wanted to make the time to reassure someone else that they made the right choice. Unexpectedly, though, my dad wanted us to talk yesterday too. My girlfriend again didn't want me to. Trust me, I get her point. She's the one who didn't want me having dinner with him in the first place. For one thing, we didn't know what he wanted to talk about and what he would do and what it would do to my mental health. It was probably a bad risk to take, but I met with him. And yeah, I should listen to my girlfriend more when it comes to this stuff. First time in my life, I think we had a conversation about my mom, how much he loved her, them being happy and excited about having a family. But then she died, and he told me even if it's wrong, he can't ever not blame me because simply if I hadn't been born, she'd still be there. He's only sorry for not completely staying away from me and saying horrible things growing up. Motherfucker doubled the fuck down after this. Motherfucker doubled down after this. Motherfucker got married, went through a divorce because of his actions on this, and looked in the mirror and said, you were right. You should have fucking never talked to him ever. And that's the lesson that we're gonna learn here. Holy shit. Go to fucking therapy. Oh my God. You are the worst motherfucker to ever debase the face of this earth with your presence. Fuck you. Honestly, yeah, if nothing else, it's gonna give OP enough closure to finally go no contact forever. How deluded can you be? While he wasn't saying this to be malicious, since he seemed sincere, it was still an ouch for me. In the end, we decided having a relationship with each other was never going to happen and said goodbye. He at least apologized for trying to put me in that position. First good thing he ever did was tell me what happened with his wife wasn't my fault. It's not your fault, but I still blame you for it. And I can never not blame you for it. Then I just went home and cried. Had my day to process, a short therapy session, and support from both my aunt and my girlfriend to get me through. The rest of my family is leaving me alone at least, so glad that in the end it was resolved. Not a totally happy ending, but I know in the end it's better this way. Right, Fish. Right. OP is literally the last piece of your dead wife left in the world, and you shove them away. I just cannot understand or ever begin to understand why you would throw this away so incredibly resoundingly. That's so awful. This guy sucks so bad. Anyway, new keyword search. Let's see if we can find some brain bleach. Palate cleanser after that. New Dickie, new hole, new story, new title, new me. The real actual title of this post that comes to us from r/name nerds. My daughter wants me to rename her. My 18-year-old daughter came out as a transgender woman. My husband and I have been 100% supportive, and I very much welcome another girl in the house. She has 3 brothers. She expressed initially that she was comfortable going by her birth name, as it is gender neutral, but after turning 18 and getting ready for college, she's decided she needs a new name, and she wants me to choose it. She says that she still wants to be named by her mama. I melted. I come seeking ideas. Her only parameter is that it's nothing that seems like she renamed herself. By this, I'm assuming more out there names are out. It's such a challenge picking a name for someone you already know so well and not a newborn. She's incredibly intelligent, bookish, shy but spunky, and a total sweetheart. Gorgeous, curly red hair and freckles. We are a family of Jewish-Irish descent, and her brothers are Lev, Raphael, Raph, and Elias. I never had girl names picked out, as I found out later in the game. Do any names come to mind with this description? Her middle name will be Miriam, a family name. Thank you in advance. Update. Okay, here's the update. Let's preface this by saying that this will be long and mushy. I took this very, very seriously and would love to share the experience. Feel free to skip to the bottom for the name reveal, sharing with her full blessing. I got quite a few comments asking why I would post to Reddit when my daughter asked me to name her. The answer is that I'm simply not a very creative person, and trying to come up with a name from scratch is so hard. And I haven't named a baby in 16 years, and we have an enormous family, i.e. difficult to think of names that we love and aren't taken. I came here for inspiration and received more than I ever could have wished for. Going about choosing was incredibly difficult, but I eventually got my list down to top 3. They needed to pass a few tests. 1, does it suit her? 2, would 2006 me have chosen this name? 3, does it sound out of whack with her brother's name? And most importantly, does she love it? I brought the top 3 to her and she said, Mom, this is defeating the purpose. I don't want to choose. So I had another idea. We would have 3 little coffee and lunch dates around the city and use a different name to order with so she could feel out each name and see if any of them were definite no's. That ruled out Talia, gorgeous name, but didn't feel quite right to her. Aviva was also a top contender that didn't make the cut. That's so cute. That's so good. I mulled over the final 2 for what seems like years, but I chose, and she expressed that it was secretly her favorite too. It felt like divine intervention to be in the situation, considering this name with Purim so close. I am the incredibly proud mama of Esther Miriam. I absolutely love it, and so does she. Essie May evolved as a nickname from her father overnight, and it made me fall in love even more. May was the nickname of her namesake, and she happens to be a May baby. Esther also has immense meaning to us as Jews, and I can absolutely say that 2006 me would have chosen it. The runner-up was Naomi. I could not have done this without this forum. Thank you all so much for sharing this with me. That was very cute. Esther, yeah. Essie May. Can I make him jump on the trampoline? We'll see. I wanna see.
Whoa, what did you just do?
I made him walk on the trampoline! And that fucking killed him!
Oh my god! Oh, he's too heavy to lift for me. Oh my lord! Whoa! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Does this hurt?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, yeah, it probably hurts a little bit.